You must visit these cities before they disappear forever. The world is changing rapidly. Climate change, rising sea levels, urban sprawl, and political instability are threatening some of the most beautiful and culturally rich cities on the planet. From ancient towns eroding away to coastal cities succumbing to the sea, here are 20 cities you should visit before they vanish forever. Number 20, Venice, Italy. Known for its romantic canals and historic architecture, Venice is slowly sinking. Rising sea levels and increased flooding, especially during acqua alta or high water periods, threaten the city's structural integrity. Despite ongoing efforts like the MOSE project, Venice's future remains uncertain. Number 19, Bangkok, Thailand. This bustling metropolis, famed for its vibrant street life and ornate temples, is sinking at an alarming rate. Built on soft, marshy ground and increasingly weighed down by urban development, Bangkok could be partially underwater within the next few decades. Mexico City, Mexico. Built on a former lake bed, Mexico City is sinking by as much as 20 inches per year in some areas. The over-extraction of groundwater has exacerbated the problem, and its unique architectural heritage could be lost if drastic measures aren't taken. Dhaka, Bangladesh. As one of the most densely populated cities in the world, Dhaka is highly vulnerable to rising sea levels and flooding due to its low-lying geography. Experts warn that significant parts of the city could be submerged within decades if global warming continues unchecked. Timbuktu, Mali. Once a vibrant center of learning and trade, Timbuktu is now under threat from desertification. As the Sahara Desert expands, this historic city is slowly being buried by sand, putting its ancient manuscripts and architectural treasures at risk. New Orleans, USA. Hurricane Katrina offered a grim preview of what could come. The city continues to face threats from hurricanes, coastal erosion, and sinking land. Rising sea levels pose an ever-growing challenge to the city's survival. Jakarta, Indonesia. Indonesia's bustling capital is sinking faster than any other city in the world due to rampant groundwater extraction and its coastal location. The government has already announced plans to relocate the capital to Borneo due to Jakarta's instability. Alexandria, Egypt. This ancient city, founded by Alexander the Great, faces a twofold threat: rising sea levels and coastal erosion. With parts of the city already experiencing severe flooding, its long-term future looks increasingly precarious. Naples, Italy. Built on volcanic terrain, Naples faces significant threats from seismic activity. The ever-active Mount Vesuvius looms as a constant reminder of the potential for catastrophic eruption that could destroy large parts of the city. Amsterdam, Netherlands. Famed for its picturesque canals and cycling culture, Amsterdam is one of the most low-lying cities in the world. While extensive flood management systems are in place, rising sea levels continue to pose a considerable threat. Havana, Cuba. Havana's stunning colonial architecture is threatened by both climate change and neglect. Rising sea levels and stronger hurricanes are likely to cause irreparable damage to the city's historic waterfront areas. Ninth on our list is Shanghai, China. Shanghai is sinking due to excessive groundwater extraction, combined with the impacts of climate change. As the city continues to grow, it becomes increasingly vulnerable to rising sea levels and typhoons. Eighth is Kyoto, Japan. While not sinking or eroding, Kyoto faces another existential threat: rapid modernization. The clash between preserving its ancient temples and embracing urban development makes its traditional heritage increasingly vulnerable. Seventh on our journey is Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. This rapidly expanding city is at risk of disappearing beneath rising sea levels. The Mekong Delta, which surrounds the city, is one of the world's most vulnerable areas to climate change. Seychelles. Though not a city, The islands of Seychelles are worth mentioning for their sheer vulnerability. Rising sea levels threaten not only its tourism industry, but the survival of its coastal communities. Make sure to visit this one, and for your best travel essentials, gear, deals, and prints, be sure to check the links in the description. Maldives. The Maldivian capital, like the entire nation, sits just a few feet above sea level. Without significant intervention, Maldives could be completely submerged within the next century. Istanbul, Turkey. Situated on the North Anatolian fault line, Istanbul faces a constant risk of catastrophic earthquakes. The city's ancient structures, like the Hagia Sophia and Blue Mosque, are particularly vulnerable. Beirut, Lebanon. Decades of political instability, economic decline, and infrastructure neglect have made Beirut increasingly fragile. Additionally, the August 2020 explosion that devastated much of the city demonstrated how vulnerable its heritage sites truly are. London, England. Rising sea levels threaten large portions of London, particularly areas along the Thames River. Although the Thames Barrier offers protection, experts warn that it may not be enough in the future. Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. This iconic city faces a multitude of threats: rising sea levels, landslides caused by deforestation, and urban sprawl. Famous sites like Copacabana Beach and the Christ the Redeemer statue could face severe damage if current trends continue. These cities are not only beautiful and culturally rich but also incredibly vulnerable. While efforts are underway to save many of them, the future remains uncertain. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.